part 2, and we're going to work with the alcohol blending solution. Now I'm going to take that and swirl it all around. Then we're going to take this beautiful blue that I love so much, and we're going to put that, some yellow, just go crazy here, and a darker color, of course. See, with the blending, it adds a muted kind of colors. You can always pour them off, touch it with a tissue, move it around the other way. As you can see, if you use too many colors, it just turns brown anyway, and it just looks awful. So, if you're going to use the blending, make sure that, now you can just take alcohol and wipe this away as well, just so you know. It still bleeds a little bit. I have alcohol upstairs. I forgot to bring it down with me. So, if you want to put this first, the ink on first, then use the blending. See what that does. Kind of creates a weird, but see, it still makes it really kind of muddy. I do use sometimes this, but normally I don't use it because it just muckies, unless I'm doing a background to the Yupo paper and I want to have a muted background, and then I want to, on the foreground, I wanted it to be better. This is also good to wipe it off and clean it. So, alright, so this is part 2 of working on tiles. In the first one we went ahead and did this. Okay, and now we're just going to work on a different one using maybe a blowing, I don't know. We'll just put it on and see where it goes. Now see, this still has a little bit of the pinkish color in there left over from washing everything off. This color is so pretty, and that is your aqua. Now it's amazing, but sometimes we can use colors that we wouldn't think would be good with each other. Now remember, the more colors you use, the darker circles you'll get, so just FYI. Now you can take this and sprinkle it too, which is really kind of cool. And you can get a muted colors that way, or splotted areas, or you can take it and where it's dark you can mute those so it's not so much. And that, excuse me, had a hair on it or some kind of hair, because my son's cat likes to come in here and put its hair all over the place. Nothing wrong with cats, except not in the art room. Okay, so you can make squiggly lines. And what I was going to show you before my thing cut off is that you can take this and you can make beautiful designs like this. And you're just pulling and swishing, pulling, swishing, pulling, swishing. Almost like making a flower or what have you. And it's kind of cool because it gives you that different effect. I don't want to lift it too high right now. That's really cool. So I can make a definitely a background. And remember, if you blow, you get those dots. Muted way of doing it. Or you can use an actual straw, which is good too. Whatever you want to do. Make sure your corners are like covered a little bit there. I really like that. But I think I'm going to add color now. And I think I'm going to go with the purple. I kind of like to, well, I'm going to do the green first. So that I can have like green as like a background as well. You can always do beautiful squiggly lines for a muted plant. And then add your colors to it. Maybe a tree laying on its side, who knows? And go around, all sorts of things, you know. You can make great Christmas gifts to do this. It's a beautiful thing. You can do so many things. Okay, now I've done that. That looks pretty cool, right? Even by itself, right? So you can place a darker form behind it, and a piece of wood behind it, and frame it like that. Or you can actually put it and place it into a frame, which are easy to find. And if the frame's a little bit longer, you can put a piece of material behind it and then place this in the frame. I would like to do a little bit of purple flowers, so I'm going to squirt a little purple there. I'm going to take this and just kind of squeeze it out the color, okay? Take very little. We're going to find like right where a flower would bloom, and we'll place a very little dot here and there, wherever I felt needs to have a little flower here and there. So I'm sporadically just placing flowers here and there where you would see flowers here and there. The lighter the dot in the background, you know, you don't want a big, like, you know, closer to you, bigger, of course. You can do double circles to those. Way in the background, you don't really need to do that much. You can always go back with green and add more or less, whatever you choose to do, it doesn't matter. Alright, let's squeeze that off. See, that's really kind of pretty. You can put that on your wall easily. Like, if I took, let's say I had a piece of wood and I put, it's a little wet here, but a piece of wood, and then I put it in the background of the white. That would be cool too, you know what I mean? So you can put it right into a white frame with a piece of paper in the back. I mean, you can color the edges and what have you. So make sure that while you're doing it, you're coloring the edges across so that that's nice and neat. Or you can paint them black around and have it on a black surface behind it. Or paint that white once it's completely dry and has sat. But I still want to work on this a little bit more, and I think I'm going to do green a little bit. Like I said, I really love to work with the alcohol inks. It's just incredible about what you can do with them. It's just really cool. And as you notice, like as it goes on top, actually spreads away from it. Remember, when you're doing this, see how I'm picking up the red? It's now turning like a brown, which is fine because, you know, sometimes they do have little buds that they come out of the flowers themselves. And remember, you don't always want them the same way, you know. And the dark spots, you know, you don't have to have everything the same. Remember that. You could make like a vine here. Just remember not to forget them, whoever's out there. There. So that's a little bit better. Now I'll probably highlight it with white, a yellow. I try to use old meat holders and wash them and bleach them out and reuse them as my palette. I am going to put yellow in the center of the pinks, most of them anyway, and create more brightness to it. I think we all need a little brightness to our lives, so therefore just make them a little bit brighter, which makes our life happier some way. Make someone smile with our art, because that's what I plan on doing. Making you smile with my art. Hopefully. See how it like pops out now? It actually comes out at you, which is awesome. Now if you had a teeny tiny brush, you can go back in after this dries, let it dry, because otherwise it's going to flow outward. And you can like dot the metals, you know. So that is